of experience it must have been for you as well, walking out in the hydro.
Yeah, that was special, man. That was I was always just like taking a deep breath and just try to soak it all in and just take my time and just. I'm in the middle of the hydro. Like, I've got photos of me on my Instagram, right, when I was seeing Dave at the hydro, and I'm at this event and I'm queuing up and I'm like, oh, this place, man, I'm gonna come back here. I'm gonna sell out. I'm gonna fight here. Do you know what I mean?
This week's episode is sponsored by Happy Hemper CBD. I've been using the gummies regularly and I've had a great increase in my sleep score using my weight wristband. I went from 60 to 70s straight up to the 90s in the green, and the difference in sleep, I've just been waking up feeling refreshed and ready for work. It's been a game changer. Give them a try. Contact them on Happy Hemper on Instagram or check out the website.
This week's episode, I'm joined by Mark Ewen, rising star in the PFL. Mark, how you doing, my man?
Not bad, mate. How are you?
Good. How was your rounds a day? It
was good, mate. Really good rounds. It's always good rounds for there, man. We had a photographer and actually for down south. I just kind of popped in and he was like, it was between here and a couple of other gyms, and I was like, bro, you know why you're here. Do you know what I mean? High level for a reason, but it's always good rounds at that gym and pushing hard, mate. Just the usual, ticking away.
Who does he normally get sparring with? Is it the same guys, Lorenzo? And
so we do mix it up, but I've obviously got guys in my weight class, so I'll be with like Lorenzo. Chris Morris is up. He's up for a good bit now. I've got Ryan Campbell now, great asset to the team. Just got a fight match there in Cage Warriors. I've got Coonley, Sean, Dylan. Bro, I just pick the hardest rounds in the gym all the time. I'm like that's just all the top pros. I just want to go with. Do you know what I mean? And they're all kind of about my weight class anyway. Do you know what I mean? We've only got a couple smaller guys like that are kind of that higher level, like Kier and Ian. Trying to get professional but smaller. Didn't really go with them as much. Do you know what I mean? I'm more with the bigger guys and like obviously Big Paul sometimes every now and then. But I'm with Sean a lot, Coonley a lot, Lorenzo a lot, Dylan, Chris. There's an absolute squad, isn't it, man? Ryan, obviously, I keep forgetting to add him, but Ryan's a great asset to the team, man.
See, Dylan just got his black belt as well.
Aye, well deserved, mate. Dylan's a nightmare when it comes to jiu-jitsu, man. He deserves that, and he's been in the game for a long time. Do you know what I mean? Knows his stuff. He's a good coach in that as well, so well deserved.
Aye, and I see Luke Shanks is back training as well.
I don't know. I don't know, lad. You really, mate, he just pops in every now and then. I don't know what he's up to. He's one of the guys, bro. I don't know what he's doing. He just pops in every now and then. He was in the lecture that week. I think I've seen him once the other week, and then I think he's away again.
Aye.
But I think he's in the army or something. Well, he was in the army for a bit, so I think he gets like fucking just shipped off here, there, and everywhere, man. So that's why you just see him once and he's in for a wee bit, and then he's away. But should stick to the fighting, man. The guy's got potential.
He was great,
Yeah, mate. Wee terror, man. Just fucking loved a scrap and was good at it. Cage Warriors world champ, you know what I mean?
He had some battles with Hadley,
Great, mate. Just all his fights were just fucking great, yeah. I mean, he always went for it. He was always game. One thing, he worked hard. That's one thing I admire about the wee guy. He just gets in, grafts, scraps. Talks a lot of shite, wee look. I'm not gonna lie, yeah, I'll tell him that. He knows that. Just chat shite, but the wee guy can scrap, and I respect it massively. Like he turns it on.
He'd be an alright sparring partner for Brian Hislop. He's been
great,
back,
great. Brian's getting good rounds now because obviously I said there's a lot of pro guys. There's not a lot of pro guys at that weight class, like lower, but the amateur guys at that weight class, bro, are professionals. Like they'll be giving Hissy good rounds. He doesn't need to worry about fucking Luke Shanks for that, because the wee guys like wee Stephen and that, Aaron, Callum, Yusuf, fucking, and there's even younger guys coming through, bro. Some of these young boys coming through the now. Wee boy called Kai, mate, keep your eye out. He's fighting next week.
Is that Kai Sweeney?
Kai Sweeney, his debut, bro. He's different, mate. I think he'll be top dog very soon.
So he's just having his first
amateur MMA fight, but he's fought boxing.
Right.
But he's been fighting. He's been training MMA. Can't get an MMA fight. He's been offered a boxing fight. He took it, went and won it. He's beat like fucking Scottish novice champs, and it's like just beating everybody, all the best guys on the Faltus show or whatever. Like he's fucking slick, this wee guy, mate. And he's just training MMA, gone taking boxing fights.
What age is he?
16, 17. Aye, crazy, mate.
That good at 16?
Aye, mate,
wow.
6'3" or something, mate.
Really? What's his background?
Boxing.
Aye.
So he's got fucking hands, mate, and he's a wee evil cunt, man. Like he's one of the boys, man. Feel like similar background to me, mate. Just literally just loves a scrap, mate. Just try to hustle. He's nothing much, you know what I mean? So he can really go for it, man. And you see it in his style, but he's also very humble and very, very mature for his age, eh? Very, very mature. You can chat about him, no problem. I feel like sometimes I speak to young boys that are his age, 16, 17, they're away with it, mate. Like literally just you could see right through them, man. But the wee guy, he's very, very mature, mate. Knows who he is, knows what he wants to do, and he's switched on.
Cool. And have you got like a fight organised at the minute? You got anything?
Nothing I can disclose right
Cool.
now, mate. I don't think, but it's looking good, mate. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you after off camera, but aye, it's looking good, man.
Good. Perfect. Your last outing wasn't MMA, it was BJJ at the
Aye. ADCC,
ADCC, sorry,
aye.
yeah, you had Jake Smiley,
Jake
aka
Smiley.
the Rat King.
Aye, a weird name that. I mean, it's funny because Kieran was offering the grappling matches. I think it was maybe December time, and he was asking people if they wanted a grappling match, and I wanted to, obviously thinking I wasn't going to maybe fight till a bit later on in the year, depending on what PFL were doing. So I thought if the grappling match comes or it's presented, I'll definitely take it. Anything. Obviously I'd take a Muay Thai fight if I could, man, without getting unscathed. But I just took that, and Kieran put a name to me. I said aye. Never knew it was Jake. I just said aye, whoever, you know what I mean, at the weight class. But it turns out Jake's kind of well known in the circuit. I found out obviously in the lead up to it that he's pretty good. He's beat a lot of black belts and all that. Beat some really good guys, and I thought, well, fuck it, that's what I'm here for. Do you know what I mean? I didn't want to grapple against some guy I'll smoke. Do you know what I mean? I want somebody who's good, and he was crafty. He's seen that in the match. Very, very flexible guard. Took spaghetti legs, mate. But the difference was just, I think, the conditioning and the will. He started to tire, and I was like, I'm just going to put it on him now.
Persistence.
I could do to 15 minutes easy. Do you know what I mean? Like I was going at him, but mate, he done really well. Nice wee guy as well, man. But just like to grapple him again, mate. It was really, really sound. So I'll definitely, hopefully, bump into him at some point and get some rounds in again, because it's good to see somebody with that type of style who's very, very flexible and obviously danger off his back. But mate, I roll with Lorenzo, mate. There's nobody more dangerous off their back than that wee guy, mate. He's very, very good at jiu-jitsu. I knew going in there, this guy's not going to get me with anything. Mate, the guys in the gym are just fucking unbelievable. I've got Lorenzo, I've got Kieran Reid and that. Some of the jiu-jitsu guys are... Mate, Cameo's obviously here for long enough at higher level. He's obviously got his own place in that now, but the guys coming in all the time at jiu-jitsu, like higher level jiu-jitsu is top tier, So I was going in there confident. I knew I was going to get the win.
Aye. Even like say Sean Clancy as well, another guy that a lot of people didn't realise like how good his jiu-jitsu is, because they're just used to seeing him tanking fucking cage warriors.
I think that's because it's MMA grappling, Like obviously he's known on the jiu-jitsu scene, but he's known on the MMA scene because and his grappling's great. Do you know what I mean? He'll take guys down, fucking pin them and smash them. His jiu-jitsu is really, really good, but it's more MMA based, so it's MMA better.
It was great to see you doing that as well, because for a lot of people, exactly the same as what I said about Clancy there, for a lot of people they didn't realise actually how good your grappling is. Like I know personally for training me, and I know through what Stevie tells me as well back and forward. And then in your last PFL fight, you came out and dominated with the grappling. So
I had to show that was pivotal for me, just for myself really. I wanted to show myself, like, I've always been able to grapple. I've grappled to the best of them. I can't believe I forgot to even name Stevie Ray, mate. Been grappling with him for years, mate. He's a terror. Like one of the best grapplers out there by far. He's beat guys all over the place. Grappled with him for long enough, mate. A long, long time. Nearly all his camps and all of mine. So I've seen a lot of good grapplers, and my grappling's only kind of levelled up. Going with guys like that. But that was pivotal for me in that fight in PFL Glasgow. I was like, I'm going in there and just got to show something different. Just prove to myself that I know that I can go in and grapple. Like I can strike all day. I'm comfortable striking, but what happens when somebody's just as good as you at striking, or if you want to be the best at this, mate. If you want to be a complete mixed martial arts, you need to be doing it all. Do you know what I mean? Not just all in the gym. Like I've grappled in the gym obviously all the time. Do you know what I mean? 5 days a week or something we're grappling, but I'm like, I need to be showing it in the fights where it really matters. That way, when I do grapple, it also gives my opponent something else to look out for other than just the kicks and the punches and stuff and the elbows. I've got more to think about because I'm trying to take them down now. So it's a whole different mentality when you add the grappling side to it. And I just wanted to prove that. So went in, took him down, stroked him rapid. My ground and pound is different level. I'm telling you, you'll not find anybody with ground and pound like me. The power I can generate for such a small space. My ground and pound is legit, man, and I'm eager to get a couple more finishes that way. I've had a few in amateur with the big gloves and that before, but as I start to grapple more in the pro ranks as well, I think you'll see a lot more ground and pound finishes.
it was great to see him, and what an experience it must have been for you as well, walking out in the hydro.
Yeah, that was special, man. That was I had to just try and I was always just like taking a deep breath and just try to soak it all in and just take my time and just look at where I was, and it's like, mate, I'm in the middle of the hydro. Like, I've got photos of me on my Instagram, right? When I was seeing Dave, one of my favourite like rap artists, at the hydro, and I'm at this event and I'm queuing up and I'm like, oh, this place, man, I'm gonna come back here. I'm gonna sell out. I'm gonna fight here. Do you know what I mean? And I mind being in the event. And I couldn't even really listen to the music because I'm just sitting visualising myself here fighting. I'm like that every arena I go to. This one was special because it's Scotland, and I was like, I mind leaving the venue, and I was like, bro, get a photo of me. You need to get a photo of me inside this venue, just so I can post it on Instagram. And right, I'll be back here. I've got the photo on my Instagram, and I was like, I'm gonna come back here and sell it out. And obviously to be back there fighting in the hydro, special. I had to just try and take my time and soak it on. Even the fact I was doing it with my teammate Stevie and all that, it was amazing, man. It was a really special moment.
It was a great night. How long ago was that you took that picture then, just to interest?
How long ago was that, mate? Maybe like... Well, I've seen it before. Like, I've got a photo of... There's one time where I was just driving past the hydro. I took a photo. Would have been maybe like 2018 or something. I was driving past, took a photo, said I'm going to come back and sell it out. Then I went to Dave. It must have been like... I think before... Just after COVID, maybe. So maybe like 2022 or something.
Not that long ago, really.
Not that long ago, I got a photo. I was like, I'm coming back here. Definitely after COVID, I believe. I'm just trying to think what my hair was like at the time. It was either before COVID or after, so in between the 2 years, man. But I was like, I know I'm going to be back here. So,
what organisation were you fighting at the time then? Because you're at PFL now, you were at Bellator. What was before that?
I think this is in the lead up to my pro debut. I think I was trying to get a fight. I think this was when I was trying to get a fight. There was a long space between my last amateur fight against Teddy Stringer and my pro debut because I was struggling to get matched anywhere. I was offering anybody to have a fight at 70 kilos, mate, and just could not get it for long enough, mate. Jimmy was going demented, I was going demented, but I was also just in the gym just grafting, and we worked so hard and we got some serious results. And then I finally got a fight booked against Tom Mullen. So I got that fight booked. My first pro fight was booked against Tom Mullen, but then on the lead up to that, I got offered Michael Blair on Holytown Havoc, and I was like, aye, 100%. I think it was only maybe 2-3 weeks beforehand. Can't remember. It wasn't long. It wasn't a long gap in between. Took the fight against Michael Blair, pro debut. That was a special night. That I loved that. I went in. I think it was a Holytown Miners Club. There's a photo. Oval Hydro.
Well done, Carl.
It's always been a dream to sell at the Hydro. People saying I'm sure you will and all that.
I was waiting to read James's comment. Go and bring that back up again. Level 11,000 at the Hydro is the best.
Jimmy knows. Doesn't matter how big you set your goal, Jimmy will set some bigger for you, man. Like Jimmy, there's videos of me hitting pads in a wee tiny warm up room when I won my first amateur title against Farouk, the Russian guy, Dagestani. I beat him on Made for the Cage in Newcastle. It was in Newcastle or Manchester, one of them. I can't mind. One of them was you just get in the car, you get out, you have a fight, and you go home. But I mind in the warm up room, I'm hitting the pads. Jimmy got a video obviously after winning that fight and put up and said something like the changing rooms will get bigger, the arenas will get bigger, and the crowds will get bigger. Like he just knew, like he obviously being a tiny little roommate warming up, maybe like 4 jigsaw mats or something, cracking the pads. I'm going to win my first amateur title, won it obviously, but he's obviously just setting me up, setting the tone, and just letting everybody know like this is just a start. Like these tiny warm up rooms are just going to get bigger. Like they're going to be big. Warm up rooms are going to be big. Arenas sold out, packed. Like that's probably. I was meant to fight obviously in Paris, mind that in March last year. That was 40,000. It was sold out. I'd love to fight there, but I'll get the opportunity again to fight in front of thousands of people. Man, it's inevitable, really.
Aye, you must have been gutted with that. I remember that. You'd made weight as well.
Aye, I'd made weight and literally he'd missed weight. I mind seeing him. It's a funny story asking this. So, I'm making weight. I knew Binder was big for the weight, right? But I wasn't caring. Do you know what I mean? I knew he was going to be big, but I'm fast. That's what I was telling myself. I'm fast. I'm motherfucker, and I'm big. But never knew he was struggling. I thought if he's taking the fight, he's obviously prepared. He's got his nutritionist in that way. He's going to make it. I knew his nutritionist actually on Instagram. I'd followed him. Yannick seemed like a good guy. Knew what he was doing. But we didn't hear that he had any problems with the weight, and then I'm going down to make weight or check my weight, I can't mind, and it's me and Jimmy, and we pass Binder on the way. He's on the same level as us, right? Guess what? He's getting carried by his teammates, his coach and his teammate. They're carrying him back to his room, so we're passing him like this, in the lane, in the fucking whatever you call it, the corridor. And I'm like, I went into the lift, obviously, with Jimmy. I'm like, I'm going to fucking kill him. That's what he's like to know, mate. He's dead, you know what I mean? And then obviously it turns out he misses weight. Obviously, would have been struggling, but mate, he's a nice enough guy, Binder. We had a good chat after and that. I get it. He's tried his best. He's just kind of, I don't know what it was, really. At that point, it's an excuse. I get it. You need to make weight. If you sign the dotted line, you need to make weight at the end of the day. He's not done it, but also forgive him, do you know what I mean? It's part of the game. I get that it can be hard, but and he's new up at 170 and he's doing well, do you know what I mean? Seen he's on tough, so I wish him all the best. He's on tough over in Vegas. So
how much did he miss by? Was it 2?
It was like 2. I mean, it was something ridiculous, to be fair. I think I don't know if it was even 2. I can't even remember, because you know what it is, when I got the news it was like blur, like it was like a fucking, when I got the news it was like finding that somebody like died. I don't know how to be that drastic about it, but you know when you just like you zone out. Like I got told, like Jimmy came over and told me, he goes, I was ready to make weight. I was sitting with Cal, we're sitting on the seats waiting to get called up for the weigh-in, and then Dan grabbed Jimmy, and then Jimmy comes over to me and says, he's struggling with this, he might not make this. And I'm like, alright, we'll just wait and see. He should be sound anyway. I've got up, made weight, came back down, sat in the chair again, and then I've been pulled by Dan. He's like, he's not going to make this, the doctors are calling it. I'm like, right. I'm like, where does that leave me then, eh? Like, what the fuck did I do? And you're in such a weird space, a mental space. This is the hard thing for me to try and deal with, but I'm glad I have now. Like, I'm in the zone, bro. I'm a day out for one of the biggest fights in my career. I'm locked in. I'm ready to kill this man when we go in there. Now, I've just made weight. I'm very, very depleted, but I'm also locked in, ready to go. And then you find out that you're no fighting, basically. They say, oh, that fight's off, like the doctor's calling it. I'm like, but they were also like, there's other lightweights in the card, and if any of them miss weight, you'll jump into the tournament. So I'm like, I'm in this mad zone here where I'm like locked in to kill somebody, but I'm also might not be fighting. So it's like, what, like it's a weird mental space to be, mate. Because it's uncertainty. Now it's very, very weird at that time. I didn't mind uncertainty, obviously, but at that time, when you've had certainty for so long, you know who you're fighting, you know you're gonna fight, you're locked in, you're prepared, you're ready to go. Now I'm like, I might not be fighting, but I might also be fighting. Then they all made weight, all the guys, but then I was also told if one of them fall on a banana skin or whatever between the weigh-in to the fight, you might still be in. So it's like a very, very weird mental state. So I was in like I'd say a blur for about a day until I was actually at the event. And I mind being at the event watching the show, man. It was hard for me to be there, mate. We went in to watch the fights. Obviously it sold out, 40,000 French fans going fucking mental. I was loving it, and I was like, I'm leaving. I didn't stay for the main event. I was like, I didn't want to be here, mate. Like I should be inside that cage, mate. No sitting watching as a fan. Nothing against the fans, but that's not what I came here for. Do you know what I mean? I should be in there. I was like, get me out of here, bro. End up leaving.
Aye, so they keep you on hold right up to the last minute then?
They don't really keep you on hold, but they obviously they do in a way. Like they did say to me, like, you might still be in. I think that's to try and keep my hopes up, but I'm like, I'd rather you just told me I'm no fighting, mate.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because that way I have certainty, that way I know I'm no fighting. I can switch off now. Maybe fucking feel normal. Do you know what I mean? Because right now I'm in a different type of zone, and it's not a zone you can be in for very, very long. When you fight somebody, it's not a, I wouldn't say it's not a good place, but it's a very niche place to be leading up to a fight when you're fighting another person. I think every fighter will say this, when you're preparing to fight somebody, you're in a different zone. Well, you think if you're a good fighter, one of the best, then you need to be in a different zone. I don't know if you've seen the new interview with Dricus du Plessis. He's talking about he's getting an interview and he's talking about the difference in him and other guys and why he's champion. He's like, I'm prepared to kill a man. I'm prepared to punch him and punch him and punch him and burst him up until the referee pulls me off. If every time they pull me off, I'm not stopping. I didn't care. I'm willing to kill him in front of his family. That's what he said. Now that sounds brutal, bro. I know. I didn't want to be like that because AMA's had a bad rep for long enough as being a brutal sport and being this barbaric thing, and I like that it's now becoming a bit more modernised. It's more of a sport and people are getting behind it. I didn't want to label it like that and have it labellised as like a brutal sport, but we are modern day gladiators, we need to remember. And the same with boxers and any kind of combat sports athlete. When I go in there, I'm prepared to kill somebody, mate, in front of the family. I do not care. like it's not that I don't care. I'm just no there. I'm somebody else. I need to be somebody else. I need to be the person who's willing to do that. Because if no, he's got to date to me. You best believe that.
Aye. It's a ruthless game.
It is ruthless, and you want to be successful, so you need to be whoever's the most violent, whoever's the most ruthless, whoever's got it in the tank.
We always knew you were going to go at the top though. I mind when I first met you Saturday at was it Danny's no-gi class and then the rolling,
Danny Gray,
and you told me that at the time, I'm going to be the best fighter in the world, and I was like, I love the focus and the confidence that you had. I'm not sure if you were even professional at that point. Must have been.
Nah, I thought I joined higher level as an amateur. I think I only had 3 amateur fights, maybe 3-4 amateur fights. No, maybe more than that. Good ones though, like really high level. But once I joined, I kind of knew one. Mate, I'm way higher level. I know the guy I've got in my corner, James Dillon. Like, I've always had ambition, mate. It's tattooed on me. Do you know what I mean? I've had ambition. I know where I want to go. I know what I need to do. I know what I'm destined for, mate. It's more destined than anything. Like, I've known since I was wee. Like, people say they know that I'm destined for this things. I know also. Like, and I didn't mean this in a cocky or braggy way, mate. But like, I've got some serious potential, and it's down to me to utilise the potential and just really fulfil my destiny, I believe, mate, and that's be one of the best fighters in the world. I've always known this. When I first set foot in the gym, I was like, this is my thing, mate. This is where I'm going to thrive. I never really had anything, mate, until I walked into a fighting gym. But as soon as I walked in, I was like, a gust of wind hit me, mate. I was like, oh my God, this is where I need to be. This is my thing. And then everything just stemmed from there. All the values that were instilled in me, whether like all the values and that, the principles, discipline, honour, authority, respect, humility, also confidence, self-belief, all these things I learned in the gym. Didn't have these. The only thing I had before the gym was ambition and maybe faith, we'll say. I always had an unwavering faith that it would work out and that I'm going to look after my family and I'm going to be somebody. I'm going to be somebody of value. I'm going to try and change the world in a way. Just leave the place better than when I came. That's what I believed. That's what I hoped. That's the faith I had. And then obviously the ambition. And then I went in the gym and I got the rest of it. And now I'm on the journey, bro.
What was it like when you first came to higher level then? Did it take a wee while for you to get to that sort of, like being able to like handle yourself, or were you right in? And
I was right in the deep end. Well, I wouldn't say right in the deep end, but like as soon as I was right in, I think Jimmy just knew. I think it's funny because Jimmy's like a fucking Nostradamus, mate. Like, you can see things coming, Like, it's funny how I speak about him, but this is how I believe, mate. I mind my first ever amateur loss, was against one of Jimmy's, one of the higher level fighters, Martin Russell.
right.
Now, I was fighting headhunters at the time. I lost to Martin Russell. Close fight, but he'd wrestled me. I'd never seen wrestling before. I was like, what the fuck's going on here? I lost my first fight. I was gutted, heartbroken. But I mean, Jimmy wasn't there. He was over in the UFC with Stevie or something. But he messaged me. Like, obviously, my opponent that I just lost, his coach just messaged me, just said, good fight, mate. Kind of keep at it or something. It was something nice. I need to try and find it, but it was like, keep at it. Like, it was a good fight. Got a bright future and all that. Like, just a wee hint. He just said that.
Aye.
Like, I've never spoken to him before
How
in
did
my
that
life.
make you feel?
I was like, whoa. I was like, because everybody knows who higher level are. They used to walk about with the blue jumper, the blue and yellow jumpers, drinking ninjas, like they were known for being the best. You know what I mean? But you also want to beat them. You're like, oh fuck them, you want to beat them. No, you don't want to join them, you want to beat them. But he'd messaged that, and I was like, oh, that was nice of him. I was like, I appreciate that. It means a lot, even when I'm down like I am right now. Obviously after my first loss, real reality check. But then, I'm trying to think how long it was after that. So I had maybe 2 more losses. And then obviously I had a good few wins, and then I ended up realising that I need to go there. Like, it's the next logical step. There was no barriers anymore. Like, Jimmy had said something nice to me. He'd planted the seed. I knew I was going to end up there. But mate, it's like he knew I was coming.
It's like when Real Madrid come knocking, you didn't say no.
No,
You're
definitely
away.
no. It's kind of like he just knew. Like, he's good that way. Like, and I think he's just like a nice guy. Also, do you know what I mean? Like, even if I didn't join, he was still like, it was a good fight, mate. You're a young kid. Obviously, Martin's a bit more experienced. Obviously, older. We knew how to beat you. We game planned. Obviously, that wasn't the game plan. I was a wee guy at fucking some gym in the town, training and trying my best. But they were smart. They knew what they were doing. They were obviously looking at the game differently. And now I'm there, I can see it. It's totally different, man. The way Jimmy analyses the game, it's totally different.
Puts a lot of thought and preparation into every fight as well. It'll be on the opponents. A lot of work goes into that.
You've got to. Well, to be fair, at this stage, for a long time, Jimmy he always looks at opponents, matches you the right fight, but then he'd always tell me that I didn't need to study them as an amateur. He's like, you don't need to study like fighters as an amateur or even maybe an early pro. It'll get to the point where you need to dissect them, and obviously I'll do that, and I'll let you know that you maybe need to do that too. But for a while he didn't have me doing it. He wasn't bored. He knew that I could go in and adapt to any style or make them adapt to my style. And we've done it for long enough. Done it for a long time. Didn't have any problems. Obviously, my amateur career, unblemished, loads of wins, and then turning pro, doing the same. But we're at the point now. We're at the big stage. You just need to start looking at these guys and kind of breaking them apart and just finding me loopholes and that to kind of get inside the game and finish them.
Give yourself the best opportunity to do it as well.
Of course, it's a part of preparation, mate.
It's the same as Sean Clancy spoke about the same. He's demolishing everybody, but there's no point in playing to anybody else's strengths. You just come in and get it done as quickly and safely as possible.
Got to be smart, mate. Got to be smart.
Aye. You spoke about, you touched on your fight with Tom Mullen, which is one I was really excited to talk to you about. I don't know if Callum could pull that up for us. You spoke on Kieran Apter's podcast, shout out to Kieran, about the flow state, which I was really interested in. I've just played for there, Callum.
What round is this?
2 minutes 16, is this round one? Aye. So, what did you know about this guy? What did you know about the guy prior to?
Oh, aye. So I got lost. I got a train of thoughts in mind. I was matched. What was that now? Would you mind? I was saying I got matched against.
Put the volume down as well.
I got matched against Tom first.
Yeah.
And then I got the fight with Michael Blair. So obviously I went into the fight with Michael Blair, won that. But I also had the fight matched against Tom after, so I knew that was coming. And I think before obviously I got matched against Tom, I knew who Tom was. I think if in the UK MMA circuit you kind of know who Tom and Callum Mullen were, especially at that time. They were phenoms for long enough, mate. They still are good fighters and good friends of mine now. But Tom and Callum were known for being very, very good fighters, very, very well versed, can do it all, striking and grappling. But that was the only fight I could get at the time, and obviously we took Tom. Tom was only maybe 1-0, struggling to get fights to everyone saying no. So me and him were like, let's just have a crack at it. Do you know what I mean? That's what I think we love about each other most, because Nailin was willing to fight us. Me thought, mate, we're the two best. Let's just get at it. I think no one really knew that I was the best yet until obviously I fought Tom, but Tom was highly touted. So going into that fight, obviously I knew he was going to be good, very crafty striker, good grappler, big, long. But I just believed that at the time I just thought he hadn't fought anybody like me. He hadn't came across anybody like me. That's what I was believing, obviously going into the fight. Now I've just had a fight before this, make myself 1-0, so I'm obviously confident. I've just beat Michael Blair with a nice KO win. So I'm coming in very, very confident. I'm coming in the zone, locked in. I'm coming in obviously prepared, but also a bit nervous. Obviously, it's Tom Mullen. He's a good opponent, so I come in the best shape possible, and I think that's what helped me tap into flow. Being a wee bit scared of Tom, obviously you need to be a wee bit scared of your opponent. I think you need to be, or you're not going to prepare in the right way. So obviously I was a bit nervous, obviously going in against him, but also confident that I've just beat Michael Blair, and I fought 3 weeks ago. Came out unscathed. I'm going to this fight confident, ready to go, and know what I can do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Really?
Let's go for it. So this is the first round, eh?
Aye, so like at the start of the fight, would you say it was kind of seemed quite even? There was
Aye, bro.
feeling each other out.
I was locked in for the get-go. I was locked in for the warm-up. I mind walking and people were shouting Mark, Mark, Mark. I couldn't hear them at all. I was locked in. So the first round, I think it was definitely close, you could say. He hits me a nice shot. There's an exchange where he hits me a nice shot, but I hit him a better one. He hits me in the bridge of the nose.
Past that bit, aye.
Aye, you've definitely passed it, aye. But he hits me in the bridge of the nose, and what happens is it just bursts my nose, but then I get locked in for there. Like once I hit a good shot, I was just locked in. And you just see I'd say the tempo and that change, the energy of the fight. Now like I'm blocking everything now, like just blocking, seeing everything, setting it up. He's moving back.
What are you thinking at this point? He's starting to back off. He wasn't backing off before that, was he?
The energy's zapping, and I'm absorbing it. This is why I talk about it being like a fucking hallucinogenic. Like I was basically tripping, and then I was in that much of a flow state. And he's shooting, he's showing his card right away. He's shooting, he's trying to get me doing. He knows he's not winning on the feet. And I'll just break away and just get back to work. He showed his card. He shot twice already, so he shot twice in the first round.
So see the flow state then, is that something that you've like worked towards, or is it something that's just happened in the
It's
fight?
something that I've read and studied for a long time, but it's something that's hard to get into consciously. You just need to kind of prepare to be in it, and I think the reason I got this is because I fought 3 weeks prior against Michael Blair. I think that's why I got in so deep, and obviously being nervous against a good opponent like Tom, but also being very prepared, visualising certain scenarios and stuff.
Do you think it's a confidence thing as well? Then you feeling like, right, I'm getting the upper hand on this fight now.
Well, I was in flow before I even went in there, so I think this was always going to happen. But I think it was just the occasion that made me really tap into the flow state. Like, I'm really just getting the fights going. He's not hitting me with anything here. I'm just.
Is that, see the elbow? Is that like a faint elbow? You throw?
So I'm actually taking a kick, but I'm just kind of flaring. I'm just kind of flicking my hand out. So here I mind saying to my coach, "This is pivotal." I say to Jimmy, I'm going to finish him this round. I can feel it.
What kind of advice is James saying to you at this point? Do you remember?
Just slow and steady, mate. Take your time. He can see the energy shift. I feel like he can sense it a lot of the time as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's annoying me? That guy in my nose, mate. I've never had a
Cotton bud
guy, but he shoved it right up my nose and he was squeezing. It was say, I was like, bro, fuck off. I ended up telling him to fuck off.
Especially when you're trying to breathe, get a breath
I
in.
know.
I can imagine. I feel like I watched this fight at the time. I remember everybody saying it was going to be a tough fight, and obviously we'll know what to spoil what happens. But
even when I was doing Cage Warriors and that, 'cause I was doing with Kia beforehand, and all the guys doing South and that were like, "Oh, you've got a good fight against Tom," and I was like, just you watch. Do you know what I mean? Like, I like that. I like people say
That's
that
class.
to me. Look at me here, like I'm locked in a note.
aye. You're such a slick striker.
Even the weigh-in and that, you should have seen the weigh-in. It was one of the most intense weigh-ins like that show'd ever had, and I've ever had.
Aye. Like that feint thing you're doing as well with your hands, like that wide feint.
So I'm not off balance of that there. There's so many shots I can still throw off of that. That's why I'm using that. I don't want to give too much secrets away.
You're so hard to hit as well.
I'm good feet. Okay, what Jimmy Hill says to me that I repeat constantly: good eyes, good feet. Good eyes, good feet.
Does he try and shoot on you again then when he's not getting any better with the striking?
I think he does in this one. I don't know. We'll see. I just know he shoots twice. He fails both of them though. The first one was very, very close actually.
Just looks different in this round though,
It's
because
totally different. Like, boom.
the pressure.
It's educated pressure. That's the difference. Them people just pressure in. This is educated pressure.
Oh, you'll get a wee snipe there.
I'm leaving a wee gap for him to fill, and then when he does fill it, I'm countering and finishing him.
And what's in your mind at this point? You thinking anything at all, or are you still in this like flow?
I'm in flow, bro. You can't think. Start thinking that you come out flow.
Right.
Flow's all subconscious. You let your body do the talking. I'm starting to kind of pick it up here. Put my foot on the gas. He's feeling it. I know. He's wearing.
Aye, he's just no landing as
And
much.
then back on the jab, mate. Hard jab.
There it is.
This one was close because this is very close. That one. I managed to get underhook. There we go.
You've reversed it there too. You could tell as he's starting to get tired as well.
He showed his card. Why don't you show your... This is like poker, mate. Why don't you show your card? You're fucked.
Were you thinking at any point there about taking him down, or you just wanting him on the feet?
Nah. I know the finish is so close, mate. I think it'd be silly to take him down. Also, part of you does just sometimes just sit there and maybe just think, just get him thinking that I'm holding your weight, tire him a little bit more. This is where it is, I think. Here it is. I've been this right hand out. Once that comes out, he's got an overhook now, but it's quite sloppy. Oh, no, it's not here yet.
It's 4 minutes there.
Is it? I am too.
I can skip forward a bit.
No.
No, just keep going. I'm enjoying this. Apologies to anybody that's just listening. You're missing it.
Yeah, you just skip it to the good bit.
Oh, that was a good one.
He's really biting on the fakes now.
See
That's
that? I slipped that there. Oh!
it's when you still get tense watching the fights, even though it's already happened.
Easily winning this round as well. Then.
Yeah. But he's been smart as well, not too greedy. That's something I've been reminding myself recently. Like, even when I'm training now, sometimes I'm just trying to, like, don't be greedy. Take your time, it'll come. Soften them up. Aye, it's coming to them.
Mm-hmm.
Aye, yeah, I hit my double straight at one point. The inside low kicks were my name, man. Double right hand to your right hand and overhand, I'm sure, in a minute.
Oh. Where about was that fight?
Newcastle, that one.
Look at you look pumped.
Where did you go? I'd seen that, man.
So see, is that you? Are you there? Are you back at the flow state now? Then are you back to?
Aye, I'd say I started to kind of come into flow and start just enjoying it.
Is it something that just kind of tapers down then, or?
I'd say so. Aye, like when I'm in the fight and the height, obviously you're in basically adrenaline, your flow state, all that. Like you're heightened. You're not even thinking, mate. It's just all subconscious. And like I said, as soon as you start thinking, your conscious mind then has to be present. And when your conscious mind's present, you're not in flow. So you can't think. You just need to literally be in the subconscious and just let your body just flow. You ever try to do a task or something and your body knows better? Your body knows how to do it better than your mind does. Like driving, changing gears. See if I think about like all the gears,
Yep.
you end up fucking up. See if you just let your body do it. Your body knows better.
Aye.
That's what flow state.
Your autopilot.
Really is. That's autopilot, subconscious. See when you tap into the power of subconscious, bro. That's game changing stuff. That.
Because that's just down to the training, the drilling. You've done it that many times now. Your body's just doing it without even.
That is it. And obviously I'm prepared. I'm very, very well prepared for that fight. Obviously, going in against a good opponent, and obviously you do everything right. You're locked in. Just let your body take over and go into autopilot.
Aye. I mean, you're saying you're prepared. You literally don't have camps, do you? You just train like you're just the same animal 365 days.
That is it, mate. Year round, and I think that's why. Like that's a tune to my success is just I'm constant in the gym, always learning, always developing. I feel like you need to be, mate. See guys that come in just to camps and that, they're not developing at the rate of the guys that are in full time. There's a lot of guys at higher level and they just train all the time. And I think that's the way you need to be. That's the way Jimmy's ethos says. I know, like his mindset is like you should be in the gym all the time. He'll know have you fighting at high level if you're not training enough. That's a fact. Like he'll tell you like you're not representing this team if you're no giving your all. Do you know what I mean? Because we're a stably like committed, resilient, like hard working guys. Do you know what I mean? And he's not having anybody give us a bad name, do you know, or a bad rep. Do you know what I mean? Just by I think you can just come to high level and take a fight in 2 weeks' notice and no train for it and that, and then lose reputation to full. Do you know what I mean? So
I don't understand how guys are just missing training. Like, what else are you doing with your time?
Training's hard. I was gonna say I get it, but I definitely don't. See, when you've got a fight, mate, the last thing you want to do is miss training. I miss training and I'm beating myself up. Mate, it doesn't matter how much. Like I train like fuck, and I'm still like, could I do more? Doesn't matter how much you do. You could train 3 times and 4 times in one day. The week's hard. You get to Sunday and you're fucked. But you're like, I could have done more. Like there's always more to be done. And I think that's just, it's a curse and a blessing to have a thought process like that. To think like that. But it is what it is.
It's a champion mindset.
It is. It's part of the game. Like, would you want to be a champion, mate? Then you're going to need to take what comes with it. And it is that sometimes the depth of your consciousness can cause you to suffer. But it's also a blessing.
Nice, well said. I like that.
It's funny, I've been saying this for a while, mate. It's a quote for how I was telling you earlier about Chris Williamson. He's got a podcast called Modern Wisdom. And in it, he's paraphrasing a quote from Jordan Peterson, and he was at one of Jordan Peterson's events, and somebody asked him a question. They said, "The depth of my consciousness causes me to suffer. Is it a curse or is it a blessing?" Now I pondered on that for a month or so. I was like, I feel that very, very like wholeheartedly. The depth of my consciousness causes me to suffer, and I was like, I get that. And you know what Jordan Peterson's answer was? I don't know if I'm going to butcher this, so I might need to get it up. But
For all calm, we've got. Is that a possibility?
I'm gonna try and. I think I know what it is. The only way out is through. Take more of the thing that poisons you until you turn it into a tonic that gargles the world around you. Now wait, but you put it up and we'll see. But it was close.
Jordan Peterson.
Here it is.
Oh, is this the put on?
Oh,
Nice.
this is unbelievable.
Oh, I do know who you mean, this guy, aye.
And this person said, "The depth of my consciousness causes me to suffer. Is it a blessing or a curse to feel everything so very deeply?" I was like, fucking give that person a podcast. Like, whoever asked that question. Phenomenal question. I Peterson thought for a moment. He said, "The only way out is through. You take more of the thing that poisons you until you turn it into a tonic that girdles the world around you." And I was like, that's fucking...
Just give me a shiver, actually, with that
Mental,
answer.
bro.
Man.
Fucking crazy, mate. I watch this regularly, yeah.
Aye. Aye, I've
you
seen lots of
really,
clips
you
for
really
that.
need to deep that, mate.
I was impressed with that.
Play
aye.
that again. Play it in a couple of weeks. Keep playing that and really think about that. That's the point I'm at. I think sometimes because I'm so. I've always been a deep thinker. I've always been like a daydreamer. Mind being in cars and trains or whatever, and I'd be daydreaming and thinking of this life that I'm going to have and that I'm going to provide. And now I'm a deep thinker. I think about everything so deeply, but it can also be a curse. Do you know what I mean? It's a blessing in a way. I think about things deeply and positively, and I'm able to visualise and create a life of my dreams through law of attraction. But also, there's a part of me that suffers because I think about everything so deeply. I don't suffer for long because of the things that I've implemented, the things that I've learned over time. But there's a part that can suffer. You can think about small things, and it can get dark quick when the depth of your consciousness is so deep.
Do you feel like you ever get to relax then? Properly?
Nah, not really, mate. Nah. Nah. I always say when I retire, when I win everything, I'll go and relax, but then I won't. It's not in me, mate. I don't know who I'm trying to kid here, eh? Like, I'll never stop. I love just the pursuit of my goals. I love chasing the best version of myself. Like, I love waking up in the morning, mate, doing my morning routine and knowing that I'm getting 5% better before I've even stepped foot at my house to go to the gym. And then when I go to the gym, I'm getting that percentage better. And I do that daily. And then when I come home after training, I'm doing more and more work on myself. So I'm getting like fucking 10-15% better every single day. 7 days a week. Over a month. And then a year, I'm like, bro, I love just knowing that I'm compounding all this. And eventually it's all going to, pay off. It is paying off. Like, I'm living the dream. You wouldn't believe where I've came from, mate. The things I'd seen, what I've done, and knew where I'm at, where I'm living, family I've got, things I've accomplished. It really is mad. I need something just say this to Sean. I know you had Sean the other day, but we were talking about this. Sometimes you just need sometimes smell the roses sometimes, because sometimes we're caught up in like the next one. Sometimes you just need to just slow down and be like, mate, doing alright, mate. You know what I mean? You came a long way. You should be proud of yourself in a way, but also nowhere near satisfied, not even close to even being anywhere near satisfied, but also at peace with what I've accomplished in the time frame that I have. But there's so much more to get done, and that's obviously where the depth of the consciousness is the bit comes in. Like, I'm trying to get better at just, well done, mate. Do you know what I mean? Pat myself on the shoulder, but not too much that you take your foot off the gas. You kind of get complacent. I know you wanted to ask about my fight with Claudio, so we'll jump into that now and we'll talk about complacency, right? So that was complacency, I think. So I matched the fight, obviously in March. That falls through. The one with Andres Binder in Paris. And I got right back to training, right back to camp. The next one. They say they're going to get me out in June. I'm like, perfect. I'm getting ready for June. I've not got an opponent though. I'm just training hard. As usual, I love what I do. I'm obviously working on myself, but I've no opponent, so I'm no preparing for anybody. I'm just preparing and getting better and kind of enjoying training as well. But I've no opponent in mind, or not even in mind, but put to me. I get 2 guys put to me. I see eye to, obviously both of them. One guy says, they say this guy can't do it, whatever, blah blah. This guy can't do it, blah blah blah. I've not got an opponent. Then I think maybe 2 weeks I got Claudio. And at that time I've already had basically 2 opponents change. So I'm like, I'm not focusing on Claudio because he might pull it on us. So I'm like, nah. So I don't do my diligence, mate. I don't prepare for Claudio. I didn't watch any stuff. Didn't watch a single fight. I just know he likes an overhand. That's all I knew he was going to come scrap. I seen him fight in Paris against Patrick Abarora. And then that's where the complacency came in. I didn't prepare for him. I never knew what he was going to come in with. I never knew his skill set. I just knew that I had what it takes to beat him, and I do. I know that. He knows that. And obviously in the fight, he hits me a good shot, an overhand, and what happens is he just kind of gets to my ego a bit. And I'm like, the audacity, who do you think he is? And it brings it this side to me. I'm like, let's just have it out, let's just scrap. And that's what we do in there. We just literally just go hell for leather, scrap. That's not me, bro. No one there. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's not who I am. I'm smart, technical, samurai. Like I'm like swift. Take you apart. You're not getting a lick. Like I'm in and out. Very dangerous. It's all on my terms. He managed to bring me to that with the complacency because I wasn't prepared for him or his style. And he hit me a good shot. I thought, who do you think he is? And I've got a bit too big for my boots, and then I've just tried to go for it with him. He's bring that ego side of me out. There's a part where ego has to play a massive part when it comes to fighting. There's also a part where you need to let it go, and you need to let it go completely, or you'll no advance. You'll not get any better.
Dragged into a dogfight.
That's exactly what it is. And the dogfights is what happens when 2 egos just collide. Who wants to be in a dogfight? It's good for the fans, good for the people sitting down and the money for the promotion and that, but it's not what mixed martial arts is for me anyway, or a true technician. Like that's who I am. Like I love the sport. I love fighting. I love breaking it down to the minute detail, and especially striking, like the cadences, the tempos. And people are like, we talk about striking, but there's cadences and there is tempos, and there's things that people don't see. The fight IQ, the things I can see. He's brought me out of that. That's not who I was in that night. That was all ego. And I think the part that's because I've wanted to fight in March, never happened. I just want to get in and get a scrap done. Let's go and get in it. Had a scrap and I've lost. I was complacent. I forgot who I was. He brought me out of that, but just to touch obviously complacency and that fight, Claudio. Obviously, I know you got to mention that a wee bit, but that will not happen again, mate. There's no complacency here no longer. Like I'm locked in forever, and here on out.
So do you take any positives for that fight at all?
People will say, you've got a good chin. I'm like, aye, I know that. Like, I know I've got a good chin. Scrap fucking nearly every day in the gym with my teammates. Obviously, they know, try to knock each other out, but I know I've got a good chin. I know I can take a punch. I know I've got heart. No one's, like, you're never getting me out of there, mate. Like, I'm not giving up. Like, my will, my ambition, it's so much bigger than you can even anticipate. So, I know these things. So, going in there, I wasn't really... That's not a positive takeaway for it, that I've got a good heart or a good chin. Like, I know these things. A positive would maybe be the fact that I did lose, and the fact that it gave me this different introspection to look at complacency and realise that there's no room for that, especially not in this game. It's cutthroat.
It's better happening now than when you're going to be the champion.
100%, yeah. Happy to take that one, but as a bitter pill to swallow, I'll definitely get it back. But in the same sense, it's like I needed it then. Like I'm grateful for that. That's the only positive I can take away. I'm grateful for that. It's not going to happen again. I've learnt so much different introspection that I have now for complacency. But that's probably the only positive I'd take.
And was there anything that you learned, like mindset wise, after that then?
Mindset wise,
like other than the complacency, was there anything that you've learned for that you can put into your next like camp? Or
one thing I would maybe say is attachment. When it comes to visualising, like I was obviously visualising certain things, but I never had any opponent to visualise, so I was just visualising them the best way I could. One thing with visualisation and manifestation, law of attraction, all that stuff, when you're trying to kind of attract these things, you need to also let go of them. Like you need to have a goal, a desire, but then once you've got it and you've wrote it down or whatever, you've seen it, forget about it. And that you need to the attachment go. If you're attached to a certain outcome, it's not gonna pan out.
Or like a KO or...
Aye, a certain, like you say, if I say I'm going to hit him, my right knee is going out cold, that's not happening. Bro, I've visualised multiple right knee KOs, never once got one. Do you know what I mean? I usually, but the thing is, the difference is I lose attachment, so I visualise certain scenarios, certain shots, and what happens is I just let go, and I just let it be, and I just know and have faith that it's going to work out, and I'm going to win the fight. And what will happen is usually better than what you could imagine. It comes through the unknown. It comes through the unknown, I would say. So it's usually a different type of shot. You might get the KO, you might not get the KO, but you're going to get the win. It's not going to be exactly the way you wanted it, but it'll be better, and it'll come through the unknown. And you need to lose attachment to it for it to actually attract. If you're sitting attached to a certain outcome and you're thinking, I want this, you're just going to be thinking, I want this, and what's the universe going to give you? More of, I'm wanting this. You need to let go of attachment and then act as if it's already happened. Like, let go of the attachment to it and start kind of feeling, acting as if it's happened. And then next thing you know, it'll manifest, it'll soon to be.
You remind me like Conor McGregor after his Aldo fight there. You remember the...
Aye, definitely. I mean, Conor's played a massive role in the early Conor's played a massive role in my career when I first started. Like, I was fighting Muay Thai for a bit before I joined the MMA, and I mind seeing Conor McGregor, and I seen this guy talking about this type of stuff, and I was like, bro, what is going on here? What is he talking about? I went deep and found out, and then that put me on the path that I'm on now. Like, I was always going to join MMA, but I wasn't maybe going to go down the side, the mind and the subconscious and self-development and self-belief and all that, but he was talking about that, and I was like, who's this guy? And he was winning as well, so I was really getting behind him, and he done really well, obviously beating Chad, beating all these guys, then beating Aldo. But that kind of set me on the path, the trajectory what I'm on now when it comes to, like, obviously manifestation, the law of attraction. Well, the law of attraction was the first thing I ever kind of discovered. I seen he was reading a book called The Key to Living the Law of Attraction, and I managed to get it, and then I just went down a rabbit hole over there. I never had money for books when I was younger, so I got a library card. There's a library on the road for me where I live in Pullman. I got a library card, and I'd go in and order books and get all these books, mate, on self-development and law of attraction and that, and I'd just absorb these things, mate, and I mean soak them up, and I'd take notes, and I'd be sitting in my room meditating and visualising and doing all this work. And now I obviously still do all these things, but it's funny to think back, I was a young boy with such curiosity and such ambition that I would do whatever, and I found such knowledge and wisdom in these books, and I was like, how do people not know about this shit? Do you know what I mean? But it's there, it's plain to see if you just open your eyes. And this is where I come into destiny and fate, and that I think I was always destined to see or hear Conor or hear somebody like that go on about this type of stuff, and then be like, what is that? Especially at the time in my life where I needed it most, and then dive into that, and it then changed my life.
How did you have the maturity at 18 to... I mean, most people didn't realise stuff like this till like turn 30. They start contemplating life. Like, how were you so mature to go away? Like, obviously you were fighting. Most guys that are fighting just come in, scrap, go home, whatever, party at the weekend. You're talking about reading books and writing notes and everything. It's brilliant. Just great to hear. Inspirational.
I think because I wanted to be the best. And obviously I'd seen Conor just read one book, and I was like, I'm going to just try it out and see how it is. Well, I didn't, I listened to the video, and I was like, I didn't read at school, mate. Not the smartest. I wasn't the smartest at school. You wouldn't believe how fucking smart I am now. Like, I feel like I'm really, really smart now because, like, I learn so much and read so much, and I'm really curious and eager to learn. But at school, I hadn't read a book, mate. Like, in English, just because I was forced to. Didn't enjoy it. Didn't read in public. I didn't read myself. Seen him read this book. I got it. Fuck, take a chance on it. And just the words and the things that were saying in this book, it was starting to make sense to me. And I was like, this is singing to me. This is... Like, I was meant to pick this up. I was meant to find this knowledge and then go on for there. So obviously the maturity, I was still an immature wee kid when I'd read these books, and I was immature for long enough. It wasn't until I started to apply the wisdom and the knowledge that's in the books where I matured. Now, you're going to make mistakes. I made hundreds. I'll still make them. I'm human, mate. I'm just trying my best, but I made so much mistakes and I've learnt so much. And I think the difference is, mate, I'm willing to still make mistakes. I'm still willing to fall fucking flat on my face, because I know I'm going to get back up and I know I'm going to learn from it. Like, there's nothing that's going to keep me doing. I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to always push through. Doesn't matter how hard the challenge may be or how big the wall is. Do you know what I mean? I'm willing to do whatever it takes. Like, I've got this ambition. I'll say again, I've got it tattooed on me for a reason. Ambition, mate. I know where I need to be. I know where I'm destined. I know where I'm going. And I'll do whatever it takes to get there.
So is it 7 days a week you train then?
I take a full day. I take a full day off on a Saturday, but I've started doing hot yoga now, mate. That's obsession.
I've seen that.
Itself.
Aye.
Fucking
Aye,
love
how you
it.
getting on with that?
Really good, mate. Really enjoying it.
It's tough, eh?
First time I ever went was with Stevie, mate. He took me to the
Aye.
Birkram yoga in
I went
Edinburgh.
with that, aye.
It was mad. That was different. The Birkram yoga was different. That was really, really hard. This one's hard, but I'm doing all right. I can see myself 2 more weeks, and I'm going to have like the full routine probably nailed.
Yeah. Is it
I'm
90
doing all
minutes?
right. 90 minutes, aye. So I'm enjoying it, but it's an RB session, and it's just, I like it because obviously I'm into this spiritual side of me, and all this is something that I've found when going down the self-development aspect and law of attraction. I've came across spirituality and all the teachings in like Buddhism and yoga, meditation. Meditation is key, bro. That is the key. If anyone's looking for something to change their life, meditation is the one. I had ADHD growing up, right? I was fucking raj, bro. Like, bad kid. Went to therapy and that when I was a kid. Like, I got counselled when I was a kid. I mind sitting and the guy would be like, "Oh, how's it going, Mark?" I'm like, "I'm alright. I used to be a kid, you know what I mean?" My mum was like, "Oh, he's terrible, he's bad, he's this and that." Like, I was a bad kid, mate, wild. Never had bad intentions, just wild, and hadn't found my hang. Hadn't found something to really give me
Channel it, innit?
channel my energy. I need to channel my energy, bro, and I just never found anything for it. Until I walked into the gym, and that's what I'm talking about. I was meant to walk into that gym. I needed something to channel my energy, and all that energy's now in hingy. But like I said, I had ADHD growing up, but that'll still sometimes like show its face. The hyperactiveness, the attention deficit, like that'll sometimes like rear its face sometimes in my life. But no one know as much as you think because I meditate. See, because I meditate, bro, I'm locked in, very, very peaceful. Used to have a bad temper and all when I was younger. No got a temper, you don't see me get angry, bro. I'll just laugh at you, mate. I didn't get angry. I'm very, very... I'm not going to say in control of my emotions, bro, but... Because I am. I think that's evident. But I know who I am. That's what's different. See, when you meditate, bro, you really get to know yourself. The introspection, the reflection you get if you're just sitting in silence for however long. It can be 7 minutes. It could be 70, an hour or whatever. You could be sitting there with your eyes closed. You can't move. Your senses and that start to go. There's nothing but you. Your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, everything. You start to feel it. You just have to get more like in tune with it, and you get to know who you are. Like I can go back in meditations and think about how I acted years ago and get introspection or even reflection of why I acted that way and why I am that way. It's like my own therapy, do you know what I mean? Like, meditation is so powerful, and I use it daily. I meditate daily. Like, I love it. It's really, really good for me, and I think if anyone's looking for something to change their life or just channel the energy or even just be more at peace with themselves, know who they are on the deepest level, meditation is the key.
And what about recovery then? If you're training that much, what's your recovery routine?
That's also pivotal, mate. I need to make sure that my recovery's on point. So part of my morning routine is a cold shower every morning. Every single morning, without a doubt, bro, I get in the cold shower. Now, let me tell you something, there's not a morning that I want to go in there, especially in Scotland. The pipes are freezing, the shower's fucking Baltic. Sometimes I stand in the shower, but I didn't go, some people go warm and then go cold. No, me, I just turn it cold, bro, and I get in. So there's times I'm looking at the thing, I've got it cold running, I'm looking at it, I'm like, fuck. I'm like, get in there, you can't. I'm like, come on, you need to get in there. And I'll throw my head underneath and I'll get under and I'll get washed and I'll get out. But the feeling you get after you get the cold shower, mate, that's why you do it, obviously. But that's great for recovery, obviously, boost circulation, anti-inflammatory, even the mental aspects, obviously, it being non-negotiable and you need to do it. But all recovery methods, obviously yoga, I'm stretching, sleep, I'm on the ball with my sleep, bro. Like, that's one of my superpowers, bro. Even having a kid in that, I'm just kind of on the ball with my sleep. I used to track my sleep on the Whoop app. I've not got it anymore, but I kind of know roughly what hours I'm getting in my bed early, I'm getting up decent time. I'm taking magnesium, help my sleep. I'm taking supplements to help my sleep. I'm taking supplements to also help with every other part of my recovery. I'm saunaing regularly. I do a lot of saunas, and then obviously meditation is great for just recovery and longevity, mate. People don't realise that Andrew Huberman talks about a thing called NSDR, non-sleep deep rest. Just where you basically close your eyes, you're not sleeping but you're in deep rest, and how that boosts your HRV. It's essentially what meditation is.
Aye.
Once you get in a meditation, your senses and that are gone. You're not thinking, you're not using your arms or your legs, and you're just sitting there. Obviously, it's stillness, basically resting, basically sleeping in a way. So that helps boost your HRV and your recovery.
Just out of interest, what was your HRV number like on your whoop?
Oh, the lowest. Oh, I know I say something daft, but I think I seen it maybe like 38. It was something very, very low at one point.
38.
I think so. Of course, at a fight, bro, it was ridiculous. I've never seen. Mine was the lowest I'd seen at the time. I'd never seen anybody get any lower. Then my cousin's got really low. He's got a really low one all the time. He's really, really fit and healthy. But mine was lower and I lead up to a fight. Obviously, it boosts right back up after a fight. See, when you're obviously cut weight and then you start eating shite up at like 15, that you're like, well, but I'm sure it was doing in the 30s, mate. I'm positive.
What about your heart rate variable?
That's what I mean. So the
Aye, the heart rate
HRV,
variable,
so that was about. In fact, no, I'm sorry. My resting heart rate was about 38. I don't know what my HRV obviously changes every day. Your HRV, that's basically your readiness to train. That can tell you. I would never listen to that though, because sometimes it could say to you, you should take a day off or you should chill, but you've got energy. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
Or
you're not sore either, so why would you not train?
Or sometimes you could be like fucked, and it's like you should be training today, get a session, and it's like I never ever looked at that they type of scores, mate. I just literally track my sleep. And what I like about the whooping is it would tell you even before you get ill on that, or even your skin temperature would raise, which was pretty cool if you were going to get like an infection or whatever. So it kind of told you that stuff, which was cool. But I'm just trying to do everything, bro. I'm trying to tick every box. I'm trying to be the best possible version of myself. So when it comes to recovery, bro, I'm on that. Like I've got like a wee massage gun and that. I've got a wee cup. There's a couple of things I've got on my tabs on my phone I need to invest in. I'm always learning for the best. I'm always learning for guys that are doing better than me too. So Sean O'Malley's a big fan. I'm a big fan of him. Him and his coach Tim Welch, they're on the ball when it comes to recovery. He's got a couple of things that I want to get. Obviously, red light therapy is massive. I want to get a red light. I've been wanting to get one for years. They're quite dear though. And a PEMF mat. So it's pulse electromagnetic frequency or something. I don't know if it's frequency, but it's definitely pulse electromagnetic something. But it just pulses your body, and that's really, really good for recovery. Obviously I'm doing saunas and all that. I'm also doing the hyperbaric oxygen chamber. So I'll do that. Bro, that stuff's next level. That's probably the best thing you'll ever come across on this planet, I think, for recovery, other than meditation and that. But the hyperbaric oxygen chamber, your body needs oxygen.
So is it just pure oxygen then?
Just pure oxygen, bro. I think what it does is actually starve your body oxygen or something when you're in the tube or whatever, but you're also getting oxygen through your mouth. And then what happens when you get out, your body works so hard to kind of make more oxygen. I think that's what it is. I don't actually know. I think it's kind of like, I think it's mimicking altitude. So that's basically what happens at altitude. Right. You're not getting that much oxygen, so your body then fights so hard to make more, thinking it needs more. And then obviously you make more than you need, which is perfect for recovery, your brain, cognitive skills like concussions, everything. It's really, really good for you. I'm doing that. I also do the sensory deprivation tank. You heard of that? The float tanks.
Mate, you just took the words out my mouth. I was about to ask you about that. Is that the one at Bathgate?
So there's loads, but the real name for it is sensory deprivation tank. That's the name of the actual thing, but you'll get float tanks all over the place. That's an experience in itself.
I just went for one last
Monday.
Monday.
How did you find it?
It was good. I got invited down by, is it Reset Float? They're actually
is that the one in Falkirk, no?
Aye. Do you ken Jack Foot?
Jack Foot, I know him well.
Jack Foot goes there. The last he was telling me that he goes in and he visualises his fights while he's in it, and I was like, that's quite good.
This is what I'm going to go into. So this is if you've ever done it, you'll know what I'm talking about. But in there, it's sensory deprivation. So your senses, I'll just explain to people what it is. First of all, you're sitting in a tub, right? Let's just say a hot tub, whatever. It's got half a ton of Epsom salts, right? So I don't know if you've heard that there's a sea in India where you float. It's because it's very salty.
The Dead Sea.
That's it, aye. Because you float in that sea because it's so salty. So what happens in this tank is you float in the tank because of the salts in it. You float. It's also pitch black, and you can't hear a thing. It's soundproof. So think about that. All my senses are gone immediately, right? I can't feel nothing because I'm floating. I can't hear nothing because there's nothing coming. I can't see nothing. So there's no senses. What's happening? You're still there though. Do you know what I mean? But you're only in your mind. It's a very, very conscious place to be. And if you can go in there and meditate in there, It's one of the deepest meditations you can get. That's what I do. I go in there and I'll visualise fights. I'll go in there and meditate, and it's a hack, mate. I'm giving people some goss here. This is the good stuff. Like, if you can go in there and do that. But it's also no easy though. Like, you want to move and that. You maybe get too hot. You maybe get the salt in your eye. It's not easy to stay disciplined because it's an hour you're in there for. But if you can tap into that and really go in there and just, some people go in and just fall asleep, which is fair enough. I'm not that type of person. I can't just fall asleep. I need to put myself to sleep. But that's a really good hack for longevity and recovery. But if you give that a try, the place I go to, Ultimate Wellness in Portobello, they've got a float tank. They've also got the oxygen chamber that I use. They've got everything, mate, red light therapy and that as well. So get at them.
What's the red light therapy? Is that a sauna?
No, so he's just got like these wee like armbands and that. Well, no armbands, but like bands, so you can stick them around your arms, around your legs, and your head and that. They're the small ones, just kind of stick around you. But obviously you do get different red lights. You can get ones that are like size of your TV there that will just be shining on you and that. You get smaller ones in that as well. But the red lights for it's red light and near infrared light. That's the kind of light that has loads of health benefits. I can't believe really what the benefits are. Obviously there's loads of benefits, but I'm trying to think what it does. It's something to do with the mitochondria in your cells and how it helps them, I believe. I don't know the science tip, but that's one of them.
Aye. So pretty much you're investing in every type of recovery that you can get your hands on that you think works for you then.
Got to be, mate. Like I'm a professional athlete. My body is really is my vehicle. Do you know what I mean? I need it to perform and to make money and obviously live out my dreams. So I need to look after it the best I can. Whether it be taking supplements or getting enough sleep, sauna, all that stuff. I need to be doing the right thing, stretching as much as I can to try to tick every box. It's hard. That's what I'm saying. It's hard, bro. Somebody's working. Somebody's thinking to themselves, am I doing enough? But I'll fucking try my best. It's part of the game.
Seems like you're doing everything you can do, mate.
That's it. I need to be, man.
And you sort of, you said that you do your cold shower in the morning, and then have you got a wee time window between that and higher level then? Because you guys will be in at what, 11?
Aye, so we're in 11 every morning. So I'll wake up 7 a.m. immediately, start meditating. So I'll wake up, I'll do a meditation, I'll go for my cold shower, go through obviously the living room, do my gratitude journal and that, chill my way and have something to eat, go a walk. If I can see if that's something I need to do more, I try and do with her as much as I can, is get outside, get the sunlight on you, mate. The benefits of just getting the sun, I know it sounds fucking, everyone loves the sun in the summer, but you need to be getting the sun all the time. See the benefits for just getting, the health benefits, the physical benefits, just getting the sun on your skin, just going on a walk, getting outside. So I'm trying to do that more, just go out and get some sun and make some. Sometimes when I'm in camp I'm busy, just like obviously I'm doing all my stuff in the house, I'm going to the gym and I'm coming back, I'm sitting in the house and doing more stuff and I'm going out to the gym. Like I just need to just get outside and just get some sun, get some fresh air. It's really good for you, man, just getting your feet in the grass, shit like that. that hippie stuff, mate.
Grounding.
Grounding, mate. I'm seeing the summer and that, I've never got shoes on, mate. It's just getting a bit barefoot all the time. Sounds mental and that, but all this hippie woo-woo stuff, mate, it works and there's a reason that like people do it. Like there need people aren't doing it because like it's fucking a trend or it's cool today. Like there's actual benefits to this type of stuff, like getting your feet on the grass, like actual getting your feet in the grass and getting in tune to the earth's frequency and that helps boost circulation, immunity and loads of other things. Do you know what I mean? Like there's science to prove this. Getting the sun on your skin, and especially in the morning, the sunrise, if you get the sun for the sunrise on your skin, mate, that boosts. There's crazy benefits to it. You just need to look this stuff up, do the research and find it out. This is what I've done. Like I'm a student of all this stuff. I love learning about all this stuff. I'm always trying to tick every box. I'm always trying to get on these wee new things before they get big. Like even like breath work, bro. I do a lot of breath work. Like I was doing that before Wim Hof brought his TV shows and before it was like this big thing. Do you know what I mean? Even with the cold dips, like I don't know if you mind, the cold dips were getting really big. Everyone was smashing cold dips, but I was doing it before that. Like I was going with my physio at the time, Doogie. He was the first to actually start doing cold dips, mate. In mind, we were actually at a point like in the Black Lock, we were actually had pickaxes, mate. Had to cut a hole out the ice, and we were getting in there. But Doogie wasn't just about going. Like Doogie's very, very smart. He's a really great mentor of mine. It wasn't just about going for cold dips. He would call it the Sunrise Club. We had to be there for sunrise because he wanted us to get the sunrise on our skin. That was the most important thing. The science that was coming out to see this, the power of actually getting the sunrise on your skin, the circadian rhythm, how it set that, and obviously helps the mitochondria in your cell and all that. He was looking right into the sides of it. So we'd sit in front of the sunrise and then we'd go for a cold dip. And obviously we'd get warm and then go home and do whatever we do. But this was early doors obviously, but there's so much things, there's so much boxes to try and tick. You just need to try your best.
Mm-hmm. Well, one thing I have got for you, right, which we're getting to every guest just now, do you recover in the bath? Do you like to recover with bath salts?
I've actually started doing this a bit more, actually. It's gone in the bath, aye.
Got a wee gift for you here, Mark, from Figure 8. You've got
Nice
the
one.
body wash and the bath salts.
Oh, thank you very much, mate. I really
Bath salts
appreciate
are
that.
great.
Nice one. Lovely. I actually had a bath last night. I've been trying to do that more for recovery now. To actually jump in a bath. I used to always do it for like heat acclimation. See, when you cut weight, obviously you need to. We use baths to cut weight, so I'm doing that more to kind of acclimatise to that. But last night I was in a bath just to relax sometimes, just to go in and relax there rather than sitting pissing with sweating, checking the time and trying to cut weight. So it's good to just go in and relax.
Perfect, man. The next thing I was want to ask you about is you're an avid reader. You've sort of spoke a wee bit about that, but I was just want to ask you some of the books that you've got on your Instagram. Maybe if we could talk about that, because I feel like it's something that for a lot of guys that are watching or listening that are maybe just starting their career or whatever, it'd be great for them to see like the sort of insights into like what you've delved into, and if they want to be like you, then this is the sort of lessons that they maybe should be looking at.
I'll give you a couple of recommendations, but first I'll just tell you something about what I think about reading. Like, see, when you look at a book, the way I look at it, and this has helped change my life, obviously, is like a book is usually somebody's full career, their trials, tribulations, trials and errors, all their experience, all in one book, right? They've maybe put 40 years of their life into a book. Now I can read that in 30 days, right? I'm gonna get 40 years of experience if I do it well and really absorb the book in 30 days. You need to look at how valuable that is. Do you know what I mean? If I read one book, I'm getting 40 years of experience for somebody. And if I read multiple books over a year, think about the amount of knowledge and wisdom that I'm accumulating over time. That's what books are to me. Like somebody else's life's work, I'm getting to tap into that without but spending the time doing it. Very efficient, do you know what I mean? Books are so important. There's great quotes out there like leaders are always readers. Like all the leaders of every field and occupation, mate, they read books. Reading's been around for so long for a reason.
Marcus Aurelius.
But literally, Meditations is a book I've recently actually got. Marcus Aurelius and the Stoic stuff, some of that's great. Right, so recommendations would be anything by Ryan Holiday. I've read all his books, so he's got a wee Stoic series like Ego's the Enemy, The Obstacle's the Way, Stillness is the Key. His new ones like Courage is Calling. There's another one that's came out recently. Can't remember. Anything by Ryan Holiday. He's big into Stoicism. His books are great. Also Robert Greene, head of Robert Greene, so his stuff, like obviously everyone talks about 40 Laws of Power, but I think much better in my opinion is Mastery. I like Mastery.
Right, I've read that one.
It's all about mastery and mastering a craft. Obviously, it's really, really good. He's got a few other ones, like one like 50 Cent and that. He's got other books. He's got one coming out soon. But my favourite books, I would say, my favourite book or books, I can never just say one book. I feel like my two. Somebody asked me the other day. People always ask me this. I'd probably say The Psycho-Cybernetics. That's great. It's about a plastic surgeon and how I'll not even go too far in it, but just read that book. It's really, really good. The science and that behind it. And then obviously there's How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie.
Oh, I think I've listened to that on YouTube.
So you maybe know who Dale Carnegie, because he was feed on Finland, mate.
Oh, really?
Aye, so see, I just realised when I was coming through, but I knew this for a bit once I started coming back through here, but everything's called Carnegie Conference Centre, Carnegie this. It's all after Andrew Carnegie. Andrew Carnegie, aye. Oh, I'm getting mixed up with Dale Carnegie. I don't know if they're related or not. But aye, so Dale Carnegie's his book is How to Win Friends and Influence People. That's great. Andrew Carnegie's book is actually Think and Grow Rich. It's about Andrew Carnegie, actually. It's by Napoleon Hill.
Yes.
But it's basically about Andrew Carnegie. I got them mixed up there, sorry. It's a great book. Obviously goes into the law of attraction and stuff.
I've read that one.
It's a great book. And then another one people kind of look over is The Magic of Thinking Big. That's one that I really like. It's really good. I mean, there's fucking loads. Atomic Habits by James Clear. That's one of the best books I've ever read. Like,
that's a game changer for me.
Really a game changer, mate. If you want to start applying good habits and change your life, that's a book you want to read.
It seems obvious, but not until somebody points it out to you, right? You should be doing these wee tiny steps, and it just compounds.
What I love is he talks about making habits easier, and the ones you didn't want to do unattractive. Do you know what I mean? So if you didn't want to be eating shite every night when you get home, hide the shite. Like hide the sugar, hide that for yourself. Start putting like fruit or whatever, like make it easily accessible to eat healthier. make your choices easier and then make your hard ones harder. Like if you've got, say you have shite, put it in your car or put it in a cupboard, like in the hall or something, so you need to go to get it. Because see, on the way to go to get it, you know what you're doing. Do you know what I mean? You're going to be like, what am I doing here actually? It's not easy. Do you know what I mean? It's not as easy just going in the cupboard and grabbing a cookie.
Aye, subconscious.
His stuff's really good. The Compound Effect's also a good one by Darren Hardy. It's really good.
Dan Hardy.
Darren Hardy.
Oh, Darren Hardy, right. I had a wee look at your Instagram and some of the books that you posted. The Chimp Paradox was one that you said on that. That was a book that Stevie recommended to me, and I think that's like one of the ones that you're making all these mistakes, but you're not realising until you read that book and you think, right, that's true about your brain. But the example he gives is the guy playing the piano. He could play the piano without thinking about it, but as soon as somebody comes and sits next to him and says, "Oh, could you show me how to do that?" and then the human part of your brain kicks in, you're like, "Oh, what is it I do again?" And you've got to go, "Oh, wait a minute, just let me play and just watch," because you can do it automatically. It's kind of like when you show somebody something jiu-jitsu.
It's like flow state. You're explaining flow state and all here, bro. So like, I was going to sort of jump in there, but like, you can't really tell people how you're doing it. Your body's just doing it. Do you know what I mean? Like your body knows how to do it better than the mind does. When you start try to apply the conscious mind and tell somebody how you're doing it, you're going to come out of it. You can't. Do you know what I mean? Your body knows better, eh? Like, it's a great book, that. But like, it's funny, obviously we spoke at the start, I said I don't know if I was the biggest fan of it. I wasn't in the right headspace to read that at the time. I want to go back and read it. But I've listened to loads of Steve Peters stuff and recently and loved it. I think he's really good at what he does. Obviously the book is good, but I think I got lost at a certain time and just wasn't enjoying it. But it definitely is a good book. Learn loads for that.
I noticed another one you read is the Rich Dad Poor Dad, which is obviously like, it's no martial arts related or mindset, but it's just giving you an understanding of investing and property. And
it's a great book, mate. It's one I would recommend. Obviously one of my favourite books, but it's definitely my favourite money or like book, I would say, like money investment type book. Obviously going into liabilities and assets and all that, you learn loads for that.
You do.
Now I'm a wee guy that didn't come from much, mate, don't make much money at all, so I was reading that book and I was like, oh, I can take loads away for this, mate. Like, didn't you get taught this stuff in school? They should be sent, see, instead of reading shit in school, you should be reading fucking Rich Dad Poor Dad and watch the economy and watch everybody change.
There's a reason for that though, eh?
Of course, we'll not get into that because I'll go wild with that stuff, eh? But the government didn't want you knowing that, the school system and that's all set up for you to fail. Like, it's one size fits all. I was talking this the other day because obviously I've got my daughter now, bro, eh? So I'm like, when it comes to going to school and that, bro, I think I'm going to get homeschooled. And even nursery, I'm going to get these things called forest nurseries where they only spend time outside. Right. So they wear wee overalls and that, rain or shine, they're outside. Might sound a bit brutal, people, but they're obviously looked after. There's tarper that can go underneath and all that. Like, it's they're spending a lot of time outside the way children should be. Do you know what I mean? Playing in the mud, having a laugh, falling over. Not in a classroom where one size fits all and there's only one answer. That's one thing I hate about the school system. When I really think back and reflect, I think, mind doing an exam, and if you are sitting doing the exam, and obviously if you get it wrong, that's it, you get it wrong. But in life and in other jobs, you're able to ask folk for help and learn for them and learn for their mistakes so then you can get it right. Like, why is the school system set up that if you get it wrong, it's wrong? And it's solo. There is no cooperation. Do you know what I mean? And there's one size that fits all. It's very, very, very strange, but obviously there's a reason for it, we said.
People learn in different ways as well. Like, I've noticed that if you give me a book, right, go and learn how to do plumbing with that book, say, right, when I was learning plumbing, couldn't take it in. But if I'm on a job and you show me something, I'll remember it straight away. Like, some people just learn different ways.
You're spot on, mate. That's another thing that I've been thinking about lately. I know, even like coaching, obviously when I'm learning for like James and other coaches and that, like, people learn differently. Some people are more visual learners, people are audio learners, some people are like practical learners. Like, everyone learns differently, and obviously the school system's just set up that you need to learn one way if you can't. It's more memory, I know. Do you know what I mean? You get taught the fucking.
You get taught how to pass an exam.
That's it. You get taught the curriculum, and if you don't remember the answer to the questions, then obviously you get it wrong. But it's mostly memory rather than you knowing how to find the answer.
It doesn't define your intelligence.
It's not problem solving. Do you know what I mean? Whereas life is problem solving. Finding a problem and then finding a way, using cooperation or multiple ways to get to the end goal rather than just one way. Do you know what I mean?
So is your daughter about 3-year-old then? If she's
no. She's going to be 2 in May. But obviously, as before I even had a daughter, this is the thing I was thinking. I was like, I don't know where to go to school. The schooling system failed me. Do you know what I mean? So I was like, not feeling my wee girl, but she's fine, mate. She's gonna be. I was speaking to a good friend of mine the other day, and I was like, I'm not gonna give my daughter generational wealth, but what I'm gonna give her is I'm gonna give her the tools and the equipment and the mindset to make generational wealth if she likes.
Yeah.
But she can go on and change the world. She can do whatever she wants. She can be a banker. She can work in Lidl. She can do whatever she wants. But she's gonna have a mindset. She's gonna have the tools in the bank to do whatever she pleases. You know what I mean? She's gonna be fine. I'm gonna equip her with all these things, give her books and that. She's gonna be smart, man. She's so clever already.
It's a huge change, when you go from no kids to one.
It's mental, mate. It really is life changing, eh? Like everyone says, life's got to change, man, and it does. More like even the mindset thing, eh? Like when I'm fighting, it's different. I'm like, I'm need to look after my wee girl here. Do you know what I mean? Something different about it. Obviously, I'm still doing it for me and loving it and just loving the sport and stuff, but I've got a family to feed now. And obviously, even just seeing her every day, seeing her grow and that, making sure I'm trying to do everything right, set a good example for her. Like I said, try and equip her with these tools that she can go on and really create change if she likes to.
Nice one. You're talking about you train 6 days a week. You're doing all this recovery. Are you still doing a wee bit of modelling? You still got time for that? It doesn't seem like you've got much spare time, mate, to be honest.
But usually when I've not got a fight or that, I'll take a wee modelling gig here and there. That was only ever the kind of reason I got into modelling. I wasn't like fighting at the time, and I thought, let's see if I can just make some money. But I do actually enjoy it, mate. I do like being on a modelling set, especially when it's like off grid and all that. Like I work for Trespass on Wednesday there, and we were just kicking about Glasgow in the woods, mate, with like cool mountain gear and that on, just chilling, bro, having a laugh. Just in nice areas, like getting outside, mate. I was outside all day. It was beautiful. So I do enjoy jobs like that, or even I just like being in a set, speaking to photographers and videographers and other models and what they do, and people, the clients and that, just kind of learning. Like I just love to learn and just see what it's like to be in different occupations doing it. So modeling's great for that.
Meeting people as well.
Of course, I mean
networking.
100%, and communicate with people that I would never usually kind of bump into. I'm an MMA. I could be an MMA fighter, but this person's like a lawyer or whatever, or works in a firm or whatever, and like I wouldn't usually cross paths with somebody like that. So it's cool. We can just get their thought process and things and chat away and get to know them. So it's cool that way. And it's also good to be in front of the camera. This is another vital reason why I done it, because then you get media training and that. Like who's media training me when obviously for like the UFC and like these big shows, PFL and stuff like that. You don't get media training. Do you know what I mean? You're just put in front of the camera and they ask you questions. Now if I'm modelling, bro, I'm in front of the camera quite a bit, so I can get more comfortable over time. More and more comfortable, people get to know me better.
Yeah.
I'm better at building my brand, more sponsors, bigger fights. It all pays dividends. It's all compounding up. So that's why I do modelling, and I do enjoy it.
Aye. Sounds like a great gig, to be honest.
Yeah, that's what everyone says. Like, it's good. Do you get to keep the gear now? I didn't get to keep any of the clothes, mate. Yeah. I've had like a couple free pairs of socks, mate. That's about it. Then I'm going to take socks back, but nah, they pay you decent. That's the thing. And it's just like I said, I actually enjoy the experience of being on a modelling set and meeting new folk.
It's better than having to work for your money, yeah.
Of course, it's valuable. Like it's definitely valuable. Now sometimes, mate, don't get me wrong, some shoots I'll say no to because I know they're work. Like there's some shoots, bro, where I'm working until 5 and I'm literally putting like suit after suit on and shoes, and it's like you didn't get to stop, mate. It's very, very mentally draining. So see, after I've done that, bro, I'm drained. Right. So I'll say like no to things like that. I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that because it's just not good for my well-being and my soul, and I don't want to do it.
Aye, it kind of interrupt your main job as well, which is training. Is training and recovery.
That's it.
Every day.
That's it, and just my own peace of mind, eh?
Aye.
That's it.
Aye. One more thing I've got for you, another wee gift, is a wee hat for Fitted Link, which, speaking of being a model, mate, I'm sure you
nice one,
model that for me, you'll be happy with that.
That's sick, man.
That's pretty cool.
That's class, bro.
Right, the next one we'll do then is if Callum could pull up the followers' questions.
Have you sent them?
Yes.
Messenger.
Just give guys a chance to send some questions in that I've maybe not thought about asking. It's good for them to interact with the guests as well.
I've seen some of them. Some of them are actually quite cool. I need to try and think about them again.
Right, here we go. So, first one, good one. Rob, he's actually one of our guys for Braveheart. He's asked you 2 questions. So, what is your pre-fight ritual?
Try to think. What does he mean here? As like the day of the fight, do you think, or?
I think it maybe just means in the back before you get your hands wrapped.
So Jimmy I'll be stretching. Jimmy will get me set up. Mate, it starts before the fight. See, before I even get to the venue and that, I'm meditating a lot that day. I'm up doing my breath work, meditating, I'll go a walk, get the sun, get something to eat. We do a morning shakeout session, so in the morning we get the first session done, like a wee session, get the blood flowing, a couple of rounds, just to get the blood flowing before you actually get to fight night. Because if you just go into fight night and you warm up in the back, you feel sluggish, mate. You've just cut weight and then you've not done anything until fight night, and you're about to fight in 2 minutes and you're just getting warmed up. You feel very, very sluggish, and it can make you panic. So we do a shakeout session in the morning. So you wake up in the morning, you get a wee session, get the blood flowing, like you feel good.
Is that pads? Shake out?
iPads, and a bit of everything, just a bit of everything. Like obviously jiu-jitsu and that as well, grappling. Do that, and then obviously I'll be meditating all day, eating good, in the zone. And then once I get to the fight, once I get to the venues, I'll take a wee minute to kind of meditate, to kind of stay still, and then stretch, warm up, get proper warmed up, sweating and that with Jimmy. And then I'll also, before I go out, I'll do a wee NR one. Like I just want to kind of get present and just try to stay very, very calm and stay in control of myself the full time.
Yep.
You don't want the ego to creep in. You can't let it creep in, or you can't let the adrenaline, the fight or flight response creep in, because when it does, it's like you can't pull the reins on that. So you need to stay in control. That's what I just try and do every day. So that's my pre-fight ritual: meditating, staying on top of the ball.
Any advice for people who want to compete? So this guy, again, it's Rob. He's no competed, I don't think, but he's in and out the gym back and forth, but I don't know if he's done anything at all. So just imagine it's somebody that's not competed yet.
First thing is just get competing, mate. Just get in. Like people, they're looking for this wee, like, sweet spot or the answer or the perfect time. Just get in. Like whether it's a jiu-jitsu competition, whether it's grappling competition, any type of grappling, wrestling, whatever, boxing, just get in. You want to compete. Be consistent, train hard, just make sure you prepare well. Like the first thing you want to do, if you want to be better at competing, just compete more. Obviously learn for your losses, learn for your wins, learn for everything. There's so much advice I could give somebody who wants to compete. But a first time competitor, I would say just train as hard as you can, be consistent, stay calm, and just get in there, do as much as you can.
Nice. And the next one, Drummy 90, don't know his full name. Favourite discipline to train and why? BJJ, wrestling, etc. Well, just like you.
Wrestling?
Wrestling?
You'd be surprised with that,
Really?
I love to wrestle, bro. And
I love your exchanges with Lorenzo, the James posts.
That's why, the grind, mate. You can't hide in wrestling, bro. One thing I love about wrestling is you're rewarded for the effort that you give. But striking's not the same, or any other. I know wrestling's very technical, but I feel like you're very rewarded for the effort that you give. If I'm willing to outwork you in wrestling, I'm most likely going to win that 90%. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm just not going to give up. I'm going to push. You'll tire and I'll pin. Do you know what I mean? That's what I like about it, the grind, the hustle. You cannot cheat it. I love that. Like, see me do that in the mornings and that, you feel amazing after it.
That drains you.
That drains you, but like, you only get fitter and fitter, and you can really push the pace in you. See, when you love the grinding, you love to work hard, you love the hustle, bro. It's such a nice place to be. I love it.
You've definitely got hard runs in there anyway. Is it Lorenzo?
Like I said, I've got obviously Stevie when he's in. I've got Lorenzo, Dylan, Chris, Sean, Coonley. There's big guys I'm wrestling with. Do you know what I mean? And I'm just
big Robbie Dunlop sometimes.
Robbie, when he comes in, definitely, I'm just going ham. And I love it. Like full tilt. Let's just go 100%.
He's a nightmare. The
big guy, man. Strong,
right. Right, next guy is Josh for our gym. Right. Can we ask that?
Is he going to do the PFL tournament? Just say yes. He's going to be in
You're
the
wanting to do it. We'll just leave it at that.
I'm wanting to do the PFL tournament.
Cool.
Of
course you want to be, so that's what you want to be.
Of course, that's why I'm in PFL. I've been visualising it since I signed with them, do you know what I mean? To win the European Series, so in due time.
Yep, nice one. Jordan Tough, biggest mental battle in a camp?
Biggest mental battle in a camp?
Has there ever been anything that's happened like during a camp that's been...
There's so many, bro. See, a camp is full of these, mate. That's what I'm trying to think of. Biggest injuries is probably one of the biggest ones. See, if you get injured and you say, but say it's a certain injury where then you can't grapple. Say I can't grapple for a camp, or maybe half a camp. It's like you're sitting thinking to yourself, what if I need to grapple in this fight? By the time if you get in there, you know it's just I'm going to grapple anyway. I'm going to be kind of tuned to the moon, so I'm going to just get whatever I need to get done. But injuries can be a hard one. I'd definitely say try to overcome an injury and still stay focused and still have belief in yourself, knowing you're going to get the job done. So I would say the biggest mental battle in a camp is injury, but there is loads of things like mental battles, because people didn't realise, obviously you're going through a camp, it's just maybe 8 weeks of the year, but it could be a time where you're maybe like, there's personal issues going on, do you know what I mean? You as a family member, you get ill, you're having struggles with your kid, there's loads of things that could be going on during a camp. People seem to think that like you're away in fucking California, Big Bear, 8 weeks yourself with like your teammates. No, you're still living a normal life essentially, but the camp is more a mental camp. You know what I mean? Mentally you turn on and you tune in for 8 weeks, but everything else is the same. I'm still in the same place, do you know what I mean? So there's a lot of mental battles, but the biggest one I would say is injury, mate.
Another guy, Brandon Reynolds, he's asked this question to Sean Clancy as well, but he's asking you this as well. Advice for somebody 16. So he's actually one of Ian Feenan's guys. He's at Food Dog.
Nice.
What would your advice be to him, 16?
He's obviously wanted the MMA and that.
I think he does MMA,
right.
aye.
The first thing I say to kids when they're 16, you've got the world at your feet. That's what they need to realise first of all. I always say to the young boys I'm talking about, we kind of like, you've got the world at your feet, you're 16 years of age, mate. You've only been on the earth 16. I've not been here a long time, but you've only been here 16 years. I know a wee bit more than you. I know you've got so much potential. If you can start tapping into this stuff I'm talking about now, at 16, the world is yours, mate, and you need to realise that. So that's my advice for a 16-year-old. Realise that the world is at your feet, you're young, you have so much potential, tap into that.
Train 6 days a week.
6 days a week, but not even... Everybody trains, that's the thing, that's the difference, mate. Like, everybody trains. Like, you can't find me an MMA fighter that doesn't train, but there's things you need to be doing what people aren't doing. So this is when it comes down to the mental things, the reading books, the knowledge, the wisdom, the visualisation, meditation, all these things. This is the different stuff. Not everyone's doing this. The ones that do excel. You need to have belief that you can take it as far as you want it, and then you need to have the curiosity to go and learn for the guys that you want to be like. Take what they're saying, apply it, change your life if you want, but you have the potential to.
Listen to this podcast again and write everything down. It's good advice for you.
A lot of it will go over like folks' feedback, but if you try it, it can definitely change your life. I feel like it's changed mine. I'm just trying to. That's what I'm trying to do here. Do you know what I mean? That's what I've been trying to do since I was 16. Do you know what I mean? I walked in the gym at 16 and I was like, trying to change my life, and I found all this stuff, all this knowledge, and I've been applying it, and my life has changed. But it's consistently changing. I'm consistently changing. But at 16, I had no one to guide me, no one tell me what to do. That's one thing I say quite a bit. There was nobody telling me, Mark, stick in, you've got the world at your feet, 16-year-old, you've got potential in that. I know you're saying no, you always knew I was going to be destined for this, but no one told me that until I said it. Do you know what I mean? No one told me I was going to be a world champ until I said it to myself. I said to myself, I'm going to be a world champ. No one guided me, no one said, here, read this, watch this, learn from him, do that. I just done it because I wanted to be the best, and I realised, how can I be the best? Let's see what the guys that are the best are actually doing, and let's take away what I can for them. Do you know what I mean? That's what I've done, that's what I continue to do until obviously I'm finished off in this. But another bit of advice for him would be learn for everybody, especially the guys that you want to be like. But learn for everybody, even if it's what not to do, even if it's people that you didn't like. I mean, learn for them, learn for everybody. Always be a sponge.
Be coachable.
That's it, coachable. 100%.
Any questions for Callum?
I've already asked my question.
What about your sponsors then? Have we got anybody that we could...
Oh bro, I've got loads.
You got them written down?
I hope so. Give it a second.
We shout out to the sponsor of this episode is Happy Empire CBD. Actually is the CBD gummies myself. I think it's brilliant.
Oh, nice.
It's shot my recovery score right up to like the 90s in the green
really?
and whip since I started using it.
I've been listening and reading a lot of science about CBD for a bit. A lot of people talk good about CBD. At first I thought it was just a fad for people that are smoking weed, trying to make it healthy and that. But but CBD does have a lot of benefits to it, mate. Obviously you're saying you're feeling them as well.
Yeah.
It's something I've never really... I'd done the oil back in the day, but I didn't feel too much. But I wasn't like... I think sometimes when you're doing everything, it's hard to tell what's giving you the edge.
True.
Like I talk about this with my friends and my teammates and that. When I'm taking certain vitamins, I don't know what's giving me the edge when I'm doing that much. Do you know what I mean? I've got fucking magnesium, fish oils, D3. I'm taking it all. I don't know what's giving me that wee edge. But you just try and tick every box up for the best.
You don't know what to stop taking anything in case it is making
Yeah,
a difference. That's what I'm like as well.
That's why it's important to like test things and not guess. I'm actually going to get my bloods done that soon. I'd probably find out exactly where I'm deficient in that instead of just taking shit, hoping for the best. I need to be smart. That's the next step for me, I think, is just testing and not guessing. So I'm going to be very
I was
thorough with that.
talking to Stevie this morning about I'm getting my testosterone checked. I'm on
Oh, nice.
just to interest, nothing's wrong with that. Just to see who I'm 37, so see if it's starting to drop off. And he was saying you and him got tested I think years ago, and yours was like something like 28 or something.
Aye, so
Aye.
I got a Thriva test, this wee blood test.
Aye.
You get it online. I got that years ago, and mine was something crazy, and I ended up. That was it though. That's the only test I got. I got testosterone. I got something else. I never really got much for it, but this one I'm going to get is through Randox. I think it's called like, can't remember what it's called, but it's like £300, but it's telling you everything, like your proper, like it's very very thorough test. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's what you need to be doing if you're in this game and you want to kind of change your approach and change your health and obviously your energy, your mood, all the things. It's a very very thorough test, so it's good.
You're leaving no stone unturned.
That's exactly it. Prepare.
Do you not feel like when you do that as well, you can go into a fight right saying like, right, even if I lose that, I know I've done everything I possibly could have done.
Yes.
And obviously you're wanting to win, but whereas if you've no and you go into a fight, in the back of your head you're thinking,
Demons,
okay,
totally.
I've not maybe worked, I've maybe should have done that, and it's too late now, and then that might hamper your
100%. That's part of the game. Like obviously you want to make sure you leave no stone unturned so that when you do go in, there is no demons creeping in. There is no space for that like overthinking or even panic. Do you know what I mean? I'll shout out some of my sponsors now, bro. So I've got obviously Higher Level, number one. Do you know what I mean? My gym. Appreciate them so much, man. Green Box Gym. I do my S&C there with Alex and Ali. That's one of the best spots in the UK in my opinion for S&C, especially for athletes and that. Me and Lorenzo are there. They've now got Chris as well. They've got Gemma. Naz goes there. Very very good. I've got Spring Solutions. They sponsor me. Appreciate them. Wet Wall Installations. Boiler Sure. Sports Therapy in Edinburgh. That's physio. Murray Collier. Great physio. Loads of guys, really good guys in there. Kieran's one of the best, man. Cut 17. That's my best mate that cuts my hair. Top barber. The Rap Yard. It's one of my good mates. Owns a rap studio. Joshua Adams tattoo, so it's Aftermath Tattoos. He's done on my leg sleeve and that, so he's won loads of awards and that when he's going to these conventions and that. He's smashing it.
Cool.
Shadow Performance. I've not got one. Usually I'm constantly wearing Shadow Performance, but it's that kind of performance brand. For like, you see me training all the time. It's really good gear, good quality stuff. They sponsor me. David Lloyd's have started sponsoring me, bro, so I get a free membership with David Lloyd's now, so they're sorting me out, bro. And Legacy for sorting out, like legacy planning for sorting out my training gear and stuff like that. I think hopefully I've not missed anybody there. I'll be heavy gutted, man.
supplements of that.
Feel Supreme send me stuff now and then. I really appreciate them actually. I was going to say them. They send me stuff. Their stuff's all like kind of all certified and that as well. Needs to be, especially when obviously at this point you can't be taking any vitamins, supplements. They need to be tested. They need to be at least an informed sport anyway. So if something does come back, flags the doping test, I can then get an investigation undergoing, because last thing you want to take is some random vitamin, mate, and it's fucking got something in it, and then you test positive and it's a nightmare. But I Feel Supreme are all legit and they sort me out, so appreciate them and all my sponsors, mate, and everybody that kind of supports me.
What about like meal prep? You just do all your meals
Bro,
yourself?
I've nearly forgot. How the fuck could I forget this? Kinnaird Butcher. Jesus, Gavin would kill me, bro, and I had to kill myself. Kinnaird Butcher, like, just look that up on Instagram. Kinnaird Butcher, the best butcher shop in the UK, hands down, mate. Like, they've got like heavy duty, like A5 Wagyu, Jack's Creek Wagyu, Galatian. Like, I'm probably saying meats people haven't even heard of, but like Galatian. They've got like the best meats. Obviously, they've got, like, Scottish meat and that as well. They've got a big dry ager and that. All the ready meals that they are, like, mate, different level. You go in there, spend a fortune, but the stuff is next level, mate. There's no butcher shop with as good stuff or produce as that place. I'm telling you right now. They do a lot for me. I really appreciate them, man. That's one of my favourite. The guy there, Gavin Gollock, is a great person, man. He looks out for me and I appreciate him a lot.
And if anybody's wanting, if there's a room for any other sponsors out there, then just get you on Instagram or
just get in touch with me, definitely, and we can get to work 100%. Any sponsorship's always appreciated. Like, obviously, this journey, see, for no fighting, bro. Like, see, I look at my sponsors, I've went out on my own accord and had to get myself. There's no management, there's no PR, anybody, there's nobody doing it for me. Like, I've done it off my own back. You know what I mean? I need to go out to these sponsors, I need to try and sell myself. But listen, this is who I am, first of all. This is what I'm trying to achieve. This is what I'm going to do. Like, would you be willing to help me? And if they want to invest, they're investing in me. Do you know what I mean? They're investing in my dream, my vision. And every sponsor that I have, I always tell him, like, first of all, it has to be a friendship. Like, I want to be friends with you. Do you know what I mean? I just don't want money off you. Like, I want to be friends with you.
Relationship.
Exactly it. Because later on, I'm going to give back. So when I'm making millions and that, you best believe I'm going to sort you out. Like, it's going to be a partnership. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm always kind of trying to keep that mindset. Like, I don't just want people giving me money. I want to be. It's usually a lot of sponsors are people that I admire, people that I like to be around. Do you know what I mean? That are doing well in business or whatever occupation they're in or whatever endeavour they're in. Like, I'm just trying to learn for them as much as I can, and obviously they're helping me and investing in me, and I will pay back in the future. So I'm gutted. I hope I've not forgot anybody now. I've forgot Karen Butcher.
I don't know.
Oh aye, Moses. Aye, how could I forget Moses as well? Moses photography, mate. He's the best, man. See his time. See that shot I put up the other day, the uppercut. I mentioned him four times. I go, how did you get that, bro? Like, the timing to get that shot, like, he's great at what he does, mate.
He is really good.
Aye, and he's also a great person, mate. Like, a real down to earth, like, nice guy, mate. I've got so much time for him, eh? He's a good soul, man.
Aye, I like him. He's cool.
A good guy.
Like, his work's just absolute art, eh?
Aye,
Colours and that.
That's it. That's something I love, just seeing people work in different jobs and occupations, and photography's one of them. How they capture the photo and that's crazy. But then, can't flies, man, the editing bit, like the colour grade and all that stuff. It's like there's just so much to it.
Aye, a lot
Really
of time goes
interesting.
into it as well.
Totally. Aye, people think it's just taking a photo, and it's not that easy. You know what I mean? If it was that easy, everyone would do it. Do you know what I mean? It's not.
Aye, that's it. Aye. So, is there anything we've not covered that you want to speak about before we go? Or?
Nah, I didn't think so, bro.
Aye.
Going to psychedelic. No, I'm kidding. That's another podcast, bro.
Aye, well,
I'll
listen,
definitely
man.
come back on. I enjoyed
Aye.
this, mate.
Well, thanks very much for coming. Obviously, you're probably knackered as well because you've been
Aye.
s-
I've got
Sunday,
another
Super
Sunday.
Sunday.
Session. I'm going to go home, get something to eat, and I'm back out again tonight.
Are you?
Aye.
Strength conditioning.
I've got
Aye.
conditioning on the treadmill,
Aye.
and then get a wee sauna, recover, chill out.
Nice one. Thanks very much. Well, thank you very much for coming and appreciate your time, Matt.
Tell me, thanks for having me. I really
Aye.
appreciate it. It's been a long time coming. I've been looking forward to it, so
Aye.
I'm glad we've got it done. If there's anything you feel like we've not covered, or
Nah, I think it's been
Got
great.
everything? Cool,
Aye,
cool.
it's been great.
man.
We were excited about you coming as well. Callum's a big fan. Nah, but aye, thanks very much for coming, Mark.
appreciate
Your
that,
time.
bro. Thank you so much.
Thanks everybody for listening. Cheers.
Nice one.